Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about very important topic which often all of us shy away from. Yes. So, what do I want to talk about? Now, since you have prepared well in your interviews, you have gone through the interview process and then you got to a stage where now a recruiter or HR person from your uh, company is going to talk to you and going to talk about money. Yes. So now you have to think about this thing, that how do you going to get more value out of this company. Yes. And today's topic today's topic is around this area, and I'm going to give you the real example which I actually used and the tactics which I tried to implement during my last interview process, and I was able to negotiate twice the amount which I was getting paid on my previous company. So bear in mind that any number you are thinking about in your mind right now, you can always get more money from the good companies. Yes, I'm talking about good companies, guys, not those companies where you have to just work 9 to 5 and when you don't like the job and they are not market leading tech companies. I'm really focused on the companies similar to Google, Facebook, and SoFi. These are really upcoming new tech companies. They offer the good compensation. So I'm talking about these companies where you can have negotiation. You have a somewhat a leeway while doing your salary negotiations. So let's get into the weeds. Now, very first thing you should guys, very first thing you have to think about is mindset. From day one, when you are trying to talk to any representative from this firm or company, you are never going to give them a number. Yes, because if you give them a number, it gives you a cap. Now, any effort you do in your uh, interviews, quadrupeds, and face-to-face interviews with multiple rounds is going to be wasted, because now even if you do a phenomenal work in these interviews, now since you've given them a number, it might be a informal verbal promise given to these companies that you are okay if the company offers you this much amount. Yes. So I personally never like to give them a number upfront. So but when you try to talk to these guys, yes, recruiter, they'll try to ask these questions from different angles, and you should always give simple reason. Yes, that at this stage of the point, we should worry about whether I'm a good market fit for the company or not, whether I would be a good employee or I would be fit into the culture. Why don't we focus on that rather than worry about offers and salary negotiations? Yes, when I am able to perform well into all the interviews, we should revisit the point and we should talk about the salary negotiations. So this is one of the tactics you should avoid. Yes, this is how you actually try to convey your message to the HR person that right now you are not focused on talking about numbers, because right now your whole energy is to crack the interview. So do this, and always never give the number upfront. It will really help you guys. Yes. So once you have cracked the interviews, you have to focus that how well did you do in your interviews. Company is reaching out to you with the offer, then it means you did perform well, but you as a person has been gone through several rounds of interviews, and you should have a judgment that how well did you do. If you have done phenomenal interview, then you now have a bargain. Yes, now a company knows that you are a valued resource, you are a skilled resource, and they want you on board the team. The managers will like you to join their teams because you are a skilled resource and you will be able to contribute to their existing way faster, because you have cracked so many rounds of interviews. Company actually spends so many effort while interviewing these potential employees. They give you hacker rank. Yes, they you have to join a call, yes, where someone will try to interview using the phone call, and then after that you have to go through, I think, 4 or 5 rounds of interview with different engineers, and there will be managers and multiple engineers all together in this entire process. Probably 10 to 12 people will interview you at various different stages with various different skills. So they're actually spending a lot of money upfront. Yes, because every engineer on these firms are valued, because they firm pays them by an hour, not by an hour, but they pays them a salary. So every hour for these engineers is valued against the dollars. So if you do all the calculations, the firm you are going to join, they are already spending the money upfront. So if you crack the interview, it's a validation that you have gone through this process, and now you are a skilled resource. So when you go to the later stage of the negotiations, keep in mind, yes, that you have a bargaining tactic. And now when your HR has scheduled for an offer negotiations, on the same day you should also have the same and right mindset that you as a person is not going to initiate the number negotiations. You should always pressure the HR recruiter to give them a number. Yes. And then once the number has been provided by the HR, then you will always tell them, let me go for a day. Yes, give me a 24 hours to rethink on this number, and I will come back to you guys and think about whether we are a best suitable match for you or not. Yes. So this is what you do on the day one. When a HR is calling you and giving you an offer, it's a verbal confirmation that they're going to give you an X money. You never say yes or no. Yes, you never say yes or no. You always take a 24 hours. And then once you come back after the 24 hours, you have to think about this, guys. When this good companies give you an offer, there is always a 20%. You can always negotiate more, like a 20% more. So now if you want to get 20% more money, then you have to think about, you pitch them a 30% more amount. Yes, if they are paying you $100,000, you ask them, if the initial offer is $100,000, you tell them that I want $130,000. Then there would be a number which would be $120,000. Now that's a 20% more than your initial offer negotiation. Yes, so this is how you play the game. Now this was just for the number, yes, how much money you are going to earn. But a salary negotiation is more than just a one number. Good companies think about a package. Yes, package contains a good bonus, a base salary. Yes, then it's going to be an equity, and at the 1 year end, every company does the revaluations. How well did you do? Yes, they will have some sort of scale. Each company has a scale, a medium, a low and high. It just the employees that how well they do their job, and based on these numbers, they also give back you a bonus at the year end. Yes, so you also have to think about this when you're trying to negotiate a salary. Sometimes you can upfront ask for the X% of your salary, and they will give you a bonus every year end. Doesn't matter whether you were in a low, you were a low performing employee or medium or high performing employee. So there are these options available. Yes, and all of this equity based compensations, joining bonus and a year end bonus based on your evaluation, these are totally dollars. Yes. Now there are other benefits such as parenting leave. Yes, and then normally in US 21 days are offered for the companies. Companies offer 21 days a leave. Now here people also negotiate more days. Some people can negotiate 2 more weeks. Yes, so you can always calculate the number and you can judge your hourly rate based on total compensation, and you will realize that these 2 weeks are really good because you got now more vacations, and then you can take some time off. So when you are going to negotiate a salary, never think about a single number. Yes, salary is just not a number, it's a package, and package is consisting multiple things. Yes, and this is what I wanted to let you know, guys, that whenever you're going to negotiate a salary with your prospective new employer, think through this. Yes, don't shy away from these negotiations. Don't shy away, guys. Your job is to put the HR person in an uncomfortable position. Yes, now you are a skilled resource. So think about this. let's say they're paying you $100,000 and your colleagues are getting paid $150,000 more. When you realize this after you join the company, you don't want to be in a situation where you feel not motivated enough, because now there is a wide salary difference between your colleagues. Yes, and even though if you not try to negotiate, think about this: if company is only paying you for $100,000, would your manager, your future manager, will tell you that, oh Namus, we are not paying you enough, so let's don't work for the 40 hours. Yes, if your colleague is putting down 80 hours and he's getting paid $150,000, then you are also going to put down 80 hours a week. Doesn't matter, you get paid 100,000 or 20,000 or $50,000. Yes, those things doesn't matter. So you should always think about this, that when someone tries to cap you and doesn't give you an amount which you want, you should be willing to walk away from the opportunities, and you should always communicate this message upfront with your HR, so the person knows that you are willing to let go the opportunity if they do not compensate you right. Yes, so I think this is what I wanted to talk about today, and this is actually a really good part of the interview. Yes, you have done this so much effort, you have gone through countless hours of preparing for the interviews, you have went through so many rounds of interviews, and you talked your brain out with these guys, and now you are in the later stage of the game where the real stuff matters, because now it's a money. Yes, you're going to work for this company, they're going to reward you in compensations. Now all the efforts we did is for this number. Yes, so don't let go. You should also prepare yourself for negotiations and apply all these tactics which I just told you in this video. Yes, first, never tell them the number upfront. Make sure you crack your interviews really well. After that, when you have a very first call with your HR manager, you never tell them the number from your side. You always push them to initiate the conversation from their end, so they give you an offer. Once the offer is given, you never tell them the answer on the day one. Take a 24 hours. Think through it. Yes, go through so many websites like levels.fi, Glassdoor, compare the compensations and find out how much these guys are paying others. Yes, once you do that, come back after 24 hours and tell them that you want this much money, and always give them a 30% more amount. Yes, if you give them more, they will try to cap down a little bit down, and then you will be able to negotiate 20% more. And if you are trying to negotiate $200,000, 20% is a $40,000. It's a freaking $40,000. You would be able to do so many things with those additional capital. Yes, so this is what I do when I'm trying to negotiate my salary with my prospective new future employers. Yes, keep these things in mind, and this would be your way to reach to a financial freedom. If you try to negotiate more, you have a more capital to play around with. You will be able to invest more, you'll be able to take more risks. Yes, and that's what we do. If you want to receive or you want to achieve the financial freedom, you try to do all these things. Yes, and if with this thing in mind, I want to just end my video here. Yes, if you guys like this video, I want you to subscribe, I want you to like the video. Yes, destroy that like button, and if you like this thing, and if you have tried to implement the same techniques in your salary negotiations, give me a comment there, and I would be more than happy to reply if you have any questions. Yes, and after this, I want to just say goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow with brand new video.